Gonna intentionally skip Vector. Go there at the end. Look at the graphic is like a ruined city. Oh man, I screwed up the blitz input. Flash will probably finish him off, I think. Let's see. No. Check out that tiger mask that just dropped. Yeah, that's pretty good. Increases his strength by 5. Uses magic defense, but do I really care? Likely not. Maranda is kind of important, as it's a town that we've been sending letters to on behalf of his wounded soldiers. We might meet the recipient of those letters. Seems like these guys have the tiger mask as a rare steal. Try to keep getting it. Looks like it would be good for everybody else. It's effectively a flat upgrade over the rest of the stuff they have. Okay. Hopefully there's a chocobo barn here. Let's see. Perhaps not. This town in particular will be important much later in the game. And this is Vector's home continent. They've been kind of shitty to the nations right near them. Bonus to MP. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the helm they already have that gives them the MP boost. Rather than be able to cast more spells, and actually while I'm thinking about it, see how everybody's doing with their float. That's what we're working on. No, keep everybody with the espers they have right now. It gets a little bit more complicated a little bit later. Nope. Yeah, this is a flat upgrade. Let's just do it. He doesn't need to use the thief's knife anymore. So we've got Mug. Oh, green beret, really. Interesting. It's a bonus to HP. Yeah. I'll take it. It's not insignificant. So you do it anyway. I don't think we actually need anything from here. I might get a few. Oh man, Phoenix Downs are expensive. Yeah, we'll let it go. Let's hold on to our gill. Don't think we need to stay at the inn. There's a weapon called the Guardian. It's immobile, ridiculously powerful. You see it, run away and don't look back. It looks super busy, man. Looks like you're just gonna walk it in circles. These guys are asshats. Alright, what you got? Earring. Ooh. I kind of want everyone to have both the black belt and the Hermes sandals. I really like haste. It's one of my favorite effects. Those are really good. Alright, well, I want him to have both the Genji glove and the Brigand's glove. You, though, can get Hermes sandals. And probably a black belt as well. Have Hermes sandals, we'll get the other one, and earrings become less critical. Gaiga's glove, she does physically attack pretty often, but maybe we'll go with the hero's ring. kingdom for a third relic slot, right? We could ditch the Genji glove, but it's nice to get 2 steal attempts every time we attack. Huge gate, huh? This particular house here is going to be important later. Strongest weapon in this game, I believe, is the Illumina, which you get from betting the Ultima weapon in the Colosseum at the very end game. For that, it's probably the ultimate weapon, though. It does damage based on your hit point total, so if you have 9,999 HP, it does damage like that. One of the OP things you can do is to equip these 2 relics. One of them is called the Offering, which lets you attack 4 times. They're the ones that Genji lets you dual wield. So when you're both dual wielding and having the Offering, you attack 8 times. It's pretty bonkers. Is that it for Scylla's? She's sketchy. She's in this one. Hey, Unessential, how's it going? Grassworms, okay. So everyone will take haste except for Locke. That's okay. Between the 3 of them, Edgar, Saban, and Celis, I think they're going to be able to take out most enemies. Really just want Locke to be able to get his steal attempt off. Cool, good to hear. Actually, to that end, I don't know if it'll matter. I'm going to move Locke to the front of the party. And then rearrange them just to satisfy my OCD. Sounds good. When's the last time you played FF6? I've got a variety on stream. Yeah, looks like it doesn't matter. Or rather, when we get this pincer attack, which seems to be frequent, the person in the bottom left gets to go first. Ages and ages. Yeah, I played this one quite a bit, but the last time I played it through was probably like 10 or more years ago. It remains my favorite Final Fantasy. Yeah, this game's great, I agree. Boomerang. We're just working our way to the different towns around Vector, stopping in shops and that kind of a thing. We'll move along with the plot. I saw there's a ROM hack that came out very recently. I don't recall the name of it, but it rebalances the difficulty of the game. So it removes a lot of the cheesy glitches, like being able to kill any enemy with a Vanish X Zone. It makes some of the enemies a little bit harder, and perhaps most notably, it restricts the espers each character can equip based upon their character class. So you sort of get, although FF6 has unique characters via Esper equipping, you can kind of have the same Final Fantasy problem you have with like 7, 8, and 10, where every character is eventually close to identical. So I guess it fixed that with the Esper restrictions. Sounds like a cool hack. If there's a game that I'd like to play more than once on this stream, it's definitely Final Fantasy VI, so that would give me an excuse to play it again. This version's pretty much unmodified, though, that I'm playing right now. The goal with this channel is to play through every good game that's ever been made at least once. But I feel strongly it's not possible to do within a human lifetime, even if you had 24 hours to devote to it every day. But I'd be willing to allow for FF6 and like Chrono Trigger to have multiple playthroughs. They're particularly excellent. Alright, this is Maranda, I think. Yeah. So we can find that soldier's wife, the one that we sent the letters to on the Veldt earlier. So is the random skill like a randomizer kind of thing, just to make a additional playthrough crazier? You don't know what to expect, kind of a thing. Mithril vest. Looks like that's an upgrade, although we don't really have enough money. Do we have any other crap that we can sell? Yeah, if any games deserve multiple runs, and fortunately I have a good reason other than I want to. Like, we did Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo already. My next playthrough of Chrono Trigger would be the DS version, once my DS capture card comes in. Since it has some new content. Edgar with Morph. He just turns into the... I imagine that they didn't, like, go to the trouble with the hack of giving him a custom sprite. He just looks like morphed Terra. Yeah, I'm good with that. See if we can get one more, right? And there's no good reason for it, but I am loath to sell an item when I only have one of them. This game doesn't have anything, you know, there's no reason for me to have one leather cap, but it's not like Final Fantasy IX. So we can get rid of some of these extra... It's good to hold on to at least one of the status relics, because if someone gets afflicted with that status, you can kind of cheat outside of combat by equipping the relic, which will remove the status, and then you can just unequip it. You never know when it's gonna matter, man. What is it, like Dragon Quest VIII has a surprise crafting system that like wants you to use some of those initial items you start the game with. Oh, you stream? Sweet, let me shoot you a follow, man. Sec, do that while I'm thinking about it. I waited on picking up a DS capture card until the new 3DS was released, so I guess Katsukitty, the company that makes them, just started shipping the orders a week ago, so I probably won't see it for another month or so. Then I'll be able to do, was it Xenoblade? I've never played that before, and I, along with everybody else, wants to know who the hell the Shulk character is from New Smash Brothers, so that will be fun. Chill out, dude. It's not cheap, but it was an investment, so hopefully we'll get it. There's so many good... Oh, this is the chick that we were sending letters to before, by the way. There's a lot of really good games for both the DS and 3DS, so... It's unfortunate that streaming it is such a pain in the butt. Remember this lady, particularly with the passenger pigeon, carrier pigeon, I guess, on the roof there. It's going to be important later in the game. Okay. Why don't we stay at the end real quick? Sure, it's not expensive. That'd be really cool to do some Japanese carts. You're talking about the original Game Boy and the OG Game Boy? It's lame. How's it going, Kellendross? Twitch still has some improvements to make, given how huge it's been getting in the last couple years. I'm excited to see what they do with it in the 2015 in particular. Improved stream sorting, I think, is probably the most important thing you could upgrade right now. Like, it's great for folks who just play one game, but if you're a variety streamer, you know, I only got one chance to play through Chrono Cross, so if someone wants to watch the kind of person who would stream Chrono Cross, they have no way of knowing that. Chat's another thing that could use some improvement. IRC is great, but behaves strangely on a lot of different platforms. Right on. Well, yeah, I'll check you out. See if you pop up. Street Fighter's on the list of good games. So. Sounds good, Kellen. Yeah, this is my favorite as well. By a long shot too. I don't think this one's. I don't think there are any other ones that are close. 9's really good. I like 5. I think it's been the long. I think I've played 5 the fewest times. I actually have never played an official US release of 5. I played it when I was like 9 years old. Because I saw that they were releasing Final Fantasy VII after I had been a big fan of what we then knew as 2 and 3. I was like, what the hell is this 7? What happened to 4, 5, and 6? I did my research. Tracked down a translated ROM, played it for the first time slightly before 7 came out. Yeah, same here, Kellen draws. So I have a couple other games in here where it's been like 10 years since I've played it. Like we're doing Metroid Prime right now, which I played when it came out once. I remember nothing from it, so I don't feel ashamed calling it a blind playthrough. But even though it's been about the same amount of time since I played Final Fantasy VI, I played this game so many times that I cannot claim a blind playthrough. My favorite thing about 6 is that it has an ensemble cast. It is extremely rare in video games. Because of the whole player thing. Most video games with stories need to have a main protagonist for you to latch onto, but there is no main character in Final Fantasy VI, and I think that's amazing. I'd love to see more of that. Yeah, I could agree. 4's story is pretty strong. The story in this one's pretty strong. 4 gets a little weird with the Lunarians and like at the end having Zeromus just be like the OBTW final boss that nobody talked about up to that point. I mean, that's kind of the classic Final Fantasy trope now. They do the same thing with was it Necron, the final boss in 9? I like that 6 is very straightforward. Nothing really surprises you. Hey, thanks for the follow on Essential. Good to have you. Anyway, I use the word surprise in the bad sense. Free stay at the end doesn't sound like it's very good for us. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. I think that's it's on TV tropes. Yeah. Dick. No such thing as a free stay at the end. Means there's going to be a mandatory cutscene or something worse. Yo. Not the best place to say that to people. I have two things. Chatty is the chat tool I use. I highly recommend. You can search for it. It's called Join in Part Information. It's actually a part of the Twitch IRC client that Twitch uses. Just if you're looking at it through the main chat window, you don't see those. So it'll pop in and say, join on Essential, and say part when they leave. Follower notification, you can see that in Chatty as well. There's a menu you can pull up for follows, but I have a sub-alert thing that pops up and plays a little Earthbound sound effect to let me know when somebody follows. No hope of winning, huh? I'm the last ray of hope. Didn't you listen to Bannon with his kind of confusing story of like... There's this woman, Pandora, who opened a box and all the evil came out of it, and she closed it. There was still a ray of hope inside. It's like, the ray of hope is still inside the box, man. That sounds like that's a bad thing. If you trapped it, there is no hope. It's me. Got the primo returners here. Highly recommend Chatty, if not Subalert. Subalert's kind of been a pain in the butt, so I might switch that out. It doesn't, it's supposed to like display something on screen, but to set it up I have to configure it every time I switch games, which I do fairly frequently, so I might try to find another solution to get an on-screen pop-up when somebody follows. Chatty will tell you as well. There's a little follower list. Alrighty. Talk to this guy. He's gonna fake a stomachache. Alright, about to hear that Devil's Lab. I love that song. Devil's Lab is my jam. Oh, he's drunk. Interesting. The SNES translation. Victim to the North American censorship, they had him with a stomachache. Those red, like, Tower of Kefka dudes remind me of the Imperial Guard in Star Wars, which I think is intentional. Anything that's a Star Wars reference in this game is intentional. Ooh, Symphony of the Night would be fun. I love all the Metroidvania games. I mean, Castlevania in general is pretty cool, but I think I prefer the Metroidvania titles to the classic side-scrolling ones. That'll be fun, though. Get some Dawn of Sorrow. I wonder if anyone's hacked Symphony of the Night to be a little less like broken. It has the FF6 problem where you pass a certain point. It's really easy to cheese. Is it Aria of Sorrow? The one where you play as Soma Cruz? You're basically playing as Dracula. I thought that was pretty clever. Oh, lame. Should have gone to the other one. Okay, I don't think it's too late to get back there. Symphony of the Night's a great game. It's a classic. Good music, too. Right? Oh, there's all kinds of ways you can cheese FF6. Lame tongue. Yeah, Aria of Sorrow is a good game. They're like, how do we let you play as Dracula and have it make sense? There's a cool, like, Julius Belmont mode. He's the Belmont from those games. In Dawn of Sorrow, which is the sequel to Aria. That's very much like Castlevania 3 for the NES, so like you recruit two other characters, one of them is a female mage, and one of them is like dude who climbs on walls, and you get Alucard. Much like Castlevania 3, and then the final boss is Soma Cruz. It's like an optional, after you beat the game, you unlock this mode. Hey hun, how's it going? Onion Knight. That's cool, they weren't called Onion Knights in the SNES translation. Oh, River City Ransom's a classic. Did you play, what was it, Retro City Rampage? I haven't played it. It's supposed to be a big like homage to River City Rampage and a bunch of other retro NES games. Puke. Just drops me right down. Retro City Rampage. It's a PC game, right? I don't remember if it came out for any consoles. I'd only heard about it, I haven't played it myself. Yeah. I like the modern games that try to emulate the old style, but keep some of the modern lessons. Like Shovel Knight is really, really good if you haven't played that. It's basically a Castlevania game. It's like Castlevania plus DuckTales plus Mega Man. Don't think this matters. If we come out that one, it's not going to take us anywhere unique. I didn't know they were going to make it as an NES ROM. That would be like the Battle Kit games. They weren't even released as a ROM. I think somebody's since ripped the ROM from the cartridge, but Battle Kit is an actual NES cartridge. I think it's the most recently printed one. Yes. There's a bug in a boss fight coming up here when you fight Ifrit and Shiva. Technically, you're allowed to run away from them. And when people do glitchless speedruns, they don't consider that a glitch, so they'll usually just run away from them rather than actually have that fight. Probably have Celis cure the party after this battle. Oh, is there a roguelike component to that game? That sounds really cool. I didn't know that. It's insulation. You can remove that. I'm pretty sure Blind is still bugged in the GBA version. They didn't really fix anything with this port. Hey Leon, how's it going, dude? Yeah, so here's where we cheese that. We equip the Silver Spectacles, which prevent darkness. Now it's gone. And we unequip them and put the Genji Glove back on. So we're able to remove blindness for free without having to use a item to do so. Eye drops, I think it would be. Alright, Ketchi, 98%, so we can swap her out after our next battle. Siren, I think he's already got everything. Kieran's gonna be a while on Kira, and Rama is... Ooh, we should have already switched these guys. Okay. It's okay. Oh wait, no, I did that wrong. You keep Kieran. Is it... I think it's Siren. Yeah. Yeah. And then you get Siren. And then you're about to be done. So we might switch Ketchi with Sabin, or Sabin. Alright. Oh, yeah. Right. Shovel Knight's awesome. I love that game. Thunderblade. Yeah, Shovel Knight's sweet. 1, 2, 3. But having played this game like 20 times, I didn't realize that you could kind of cheat the blitz inputs. So like if it says down, down left, down, you don't actually have to do down left, you can either do down or left and it will accept either. Which is helpful because I'm playing this with a 360 controller and the D-pad is notoriously mushy. Oops. Okay, good thing that killed him. Good to hear, good to hear. Remedy. I don't think there's anything else over here, but just in case. One, 2, 3. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3. I'm counting out 3 down presses. here. Let's go ahead and ride this guy. We're about to run into Kefka very soon. The Sabin plus Edgar, Rising Phoenix plus Flash combo is quite good. Yeah, well, in that case, the Sabin using Rising Phoenix and not needing anybody else is quite good also. Alright, well, Sabin's just sitting here trying to learn Terra. She's not getting anything. I think she gets magic +1 from leveling up, so you can be patient and wait for Kira to finish learning. It'd be nice to have it. 2 characters that can cure effectively. Dragoon Boots are cool for jump, but I'm going to use it for now. I think there's some kind of OP Dragoon Boots endgame build. I don't remember with which character. You want to be a character that doesn't have an otherwise interesting special attack. I like that Sabin's basically a fighting game character. It's pretty clever. Since at this point Squaresoft had never made a fighting game, so let's just see they were fans. A lot of his inputs are like classic fighting game inputs. Golden Shield, huh? Oh. Go to our main healer. Don't see any reason to ride down, although it might force us to. Because there might not be a way back. We'll see what this poke is all about. Not use it. Okay, yeah, I guess we have to. Oh, that's frustrating, Leon. So probably just ignore that blind, but I'll go ahead and remove it. Since it cost me nothing to do so. So I don't think I've ever actually seen most of those Calendras. May have been every now and then I've seen them, but very, very, very infrequently. Hey Rar, how's it going? Yeah, the physics building Wi-Fi is pretty bad, as I recall. So yeah, it's kind of cheating. Equipping a relic. It makes sense though. Not completely unethical. Hey, how's it going? Good to have you. Let's have her actually cast a spell this time, yeah. So like overly protective of my MP counts, and I don't want to spend it unnecessarily. They're pretty sweet looking though, right? It's like this is the first game with limit breaks in the form of those near-death attacks. Could kind of simulate that in FF8, I think, toward the end game. And set it up so that you got your limit break active when you were low on health. Calendros, can you cheese it by like spamming the button that makes you change turns, like doing this? Does it like randomly roll whenever your turn starts? I think that's how you cheesed it in Final Fantasy VIII. Oh, I didn't know that. That explains a lot. I might try to do that at an endgame. It would be cool just to see all of them, since I really haven't. Like, I'd usually just grind my characters to the point where everything dies in one hit anyway, which isn't very fun. It's kind of nice playing on stream because I feel compelled to not cheese as much, or grind as much at least. This grinding is not terribly fun to watch. Like, when we get to 7, get back to 7 anyway, it's in progress. I'm almost certainly going to get the gold chocobo, but I'll try to do that off hours of the regular stream because, good god, that's a lot of grinding. Are you serious, Unessential? I know the minigame you're talking about. Was it the Pocket PlayStation or something that you needed to have? And it was in the PS1 version, just they never actually released the Pocket Station, so you couldn't play it. Might be able to do that when I play it on stream. I'm sure we'll get to 8 eventually. Much as that pains me. I'm a huge fan of 8. Despite my misgivings about 8, though, it's still a great game in comparison to all other games, so it fits the criteria to be played on the channel. Alright, let's give the golden armor to Celis again. Yeah. And why don't we actually have you heal the party, since we're not using your MP for much else, alright. Close to getting Kira. Excited for that. It's kind of a pseudo-secret item over there. The chest is hidden. The door is kind of hidden. Actually kind of missed that style of hiding stuff from the old sprite-based RPGs. They sort of did it with Bravely Default. It was a little bit more predictable in that one. They had clever ways of like hiding things on the map if you were really paying attention. That I don't think you can do with either the pre-rendered backgrounds of 7, 8, and 9 or the full 3D world from 10. Let me see. GBA is trying as hard as it can to pull off that Super Nintendo Devil's Lab sound. I'm pretty good with Rising Phoenix so far. I do a left, down, 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 right. Usually it's like a half circle forward kind of a thing. Alright, well, I just want to go this way for a sec. Might be a pseudo-secret over here on the right, too. Yeah, I can sell this to you first. Almost would prefer to have Edgar go. I don't really know many speedrun strats in this game. I should probably watch more of them. But I imagine that you have to select your party and the abilities they use based on the duration. So like Rising Phoenix is probably out. It takes forever to cast, it's a long animation. Ah, that is kind of a secret. That's cool. The Fire, Ice, and Lightning Swords. Yeah, about that. Well, I guess we could give him both. Switch you back to the Trident. And then just put him in the front row. Although we might pay for that when we fight an elementally oriented enemy. Yeah, I didn't know that either until this stream. Somebody in chat was like, why aren't you doing the Aura Beam? And I was like, it's this piece of crap Xbox controller with the muddy D-pad. Like, I can't do down, down, left, left. It's not going to register 80% of the time. They're like, what are you talking about, man? Just do down, down, left. And I was like, are you serious? And it works. Even as a kid, I don't think I was super good at the blitz inputs. I'd be about maybe 70-30. That's pretty bad. Like, you don't ever want to miss a blitz input. So I didn't really use saving very much as a result. Typically pull off Bum Rush, though. Yeah, this translation's got some weird changes. Rising Phoenix makes sense, though. I think it was Fire Dance in the SNES version. They renamed Suplex to Meteor Strike. So we Meteor Striked the Phantom Train instead of suplexing it. Most of the retranslation, though, brings everything back in line with what you'd expect from a Final Fantasy. So, like, instead of Fire 2, it's Thera. Instead of Ice 3, it's Blizzaga, and so on. Instead of GP, it's Gil. We named a couple of the Espers, too. Tritic has a really weird name now. Alright, speaking of Espers, how you guys doing? Alright. Let's switch with you. I'm sure he has a lot of those. Ketchi, cool. Want everyone to have every spell. I don't actually think that's the correct thing to do. That kind of just looped me all the way around. Alright, that's fine.
Focus go.
Hey Weapons, thanks for the follow. It's good to have you. That's pretty sweet, man. You can pull it off every time. It's a lot of damage. Actually want to go down that way? Question mark. It's not right. Ah, disregard. Take this thing. Follow the Magitek armor. Kefka hype. Oh, not quite. They added a portrait for Kefka too that wasn't in the SNES version. Warring Triad. Huh? Yeah, there's Shiva and Ifrit. Shiva and Ifrit in 5. Well, summons in 4. Summer was a job class in 5, I think they were. Don't think they predate 4 though. Okay, we don't want to ride up that little thing there, we've already been up there. Would get back if we wanted to. I think those guys were called Pipsqueaks in the US translation. Yeah, so he's got Thundara, that's Siren. It's already done. I think that they've already traded once. Yeah, so correct thing to do. Give you Sirens, you don't have any of it. To give you Ketchi. I already have Rama. But you guys switch, since you already have most of the Kieran stuff. You already have Kieran. Okay. Kieran's a mythical Japanese monster. So. So this is where there's a glitch where you can run away from them. Which I'm not gonna do. Yes, let's not do Fire Dance against Ifrit. I think that would be a bad decision. Hey Hoosh, how's it going? No items. Yeah, we want to be careful to not have Locke mug Shiva when she comes in. Because he has the Ice Brand equipped and it will simply heal her when we attack. Celeste could probably... Well, I want her to use Blizzard. It does a ton of damage. Join part is with a tool called Chatty, which I recommend if you do streaming. Actually, it's a cool tool even if you're not streaming, just to have it separate from the main Twitch chat. Alright. Yeah, it shows both the join part, and it has some other advantages too. You can customize the colors, do some modification you can't do in the Twitch chat locally. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining, thanks for following, good to have you. Why don't you all turn into crystals for me? Sweet. Alright, so now we have some decisions to make. Let's look at what we already have equipped. So strength +1 and Shiva gives no level up growth. So strength +1 sounds swell. He doesn't have Fire, Fira, or Drain, so let's do Ifrit. I don't really care about anything from Silence, to be honest. The one that doesn't have any level up stuff, let's see, Ketchy. I don't care about any of those three, I'm probably never going to use them. Let's give him another chance at Cure, so that sounds good. And then Siren and Ketchy can sit on the sidelines for now. Well, thank you. You're kind to say so. I played through lots of good games here. FF6, not the least. I'm excited, so I've got this big Zelda shield, the Hylian shield behind me, right? And haven't played any Zelda games on stream yet. It's because I'm holding out for my DS capture card so we can do a chronological playthrough of the entire series. As dictated by Nintendo, they have a formal timeline now. I guess start with Skyward Sword, do the timeline split after Ocarina of Time. I remember these flan guys splitting, it's kind of a cool mechanic though. Maybe I just haven't gotten into a random battle in this basement many times in the past. One of these is forward and one of these is a chest, I don't remember which. I get into some extra random battles as a result. This feels like forward though. I'll try the other one. I make them. Actually I've got a channel goal right now. $24 more and I'll do a live bead sprite tutorial. I got a cool like case of beads and like, I don't know, a ton of perler bead grids, pegboards. It'll be fun to do that live, I think. It's super easy to do and it's a very relaxing arts and crafts activity. Awesome. Did you make them, Weapon? It's super fun to make and you can start the hobby fairly cheaply. It depends. Hey Lisa Rocks, how's it going? It depends on the size of the sprite. So like an FF6 sprite is maybe, once you've gotten good at it, maybe 30 minutes to place all the beads. and then maybe another 5-10 minutes to iron. Some of the huge sprites can take quite a while, and there's some risk involved because you end up needing multiple pegboards, and ironing them together you can screw that up and ruin it. Oh, you don't need any artistic talent to do beat sprites. When we do my tutorial, I'll establish that you don't need any artistic talent. It's great with sprites because, like for example, Pikachu here. Pull off my kitchen wall. They're all over my apartment. This guy's pretty big, right? But you just find the sprite that you want, and you throw a grid on it in MS Paint. Just hit Control G, pulls up a grid. So it just shows you pixel by pixel where you need to place everything. So maybe the artistic component is like knowing which colors to use, but usually that's pretty easy to line up. I'll probably, when I do my live tutorial, I'll probably do like an NES sprite because those have a very simple palette. Easy to do, minimal colors. Usually only takes up one pegboard if you're doing like a Mega Man sprite. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can go to like any craft store, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. You can find like a starter kit that maybe has 16 colors, which is good enough to do any NES sprite. If you have friends that are interested in it, I've done a couple arts and crafts parties, which my wife would make fun of me. They call it war beating to make it sound more manly. No, we'd have a bunch of people over and we'd make beat sprites. Hey, you alright, Ninja Moneybags? How's it going? Good to see ya. Boo! Incorrect blitz command. That one's on you, Mario. Yeah, eBay's a good source too. There's oh, I forget her name. There's this person who sells beads in particular who's really good. I haven't bought them in a long time. I've got a stash that should last me for a while. Cool stuff for kids as well if you're buying online. I figure if you've never done bead spriting before, though, I recommend you go to like a local craft store first before you buy them in bulk on eBay or Cool Stuff, just to see if it's something that you'd be interested in doing. Because the starter kit's maybe, I don't know, $10, $15 or something. You could use it to make like a simple Mario sprite or something and get a sense of whether it's something you'd want to invest in buying big bags of single colors. Man, slipping on these blitz inputs. That's not good. Interesting. He died anyway, even though the second attack healed him. I think that Shamshir attack is basically gravity. It does 50% of your remaining hit points. Cool stuff for kids is like the Steam of Perler bead sprites. So like they have a sale maybe once a month or something where they'll take a color or a set of colors and put them on sale, like buy one get one free or something obscene like that. It's a really great place to get different colors you want for bead spriting. This dude has the same sprites, outdoor sprite, as the guy at the top of the Fanatics Tower in the World of Ruin later. MP. So did they just do that so that when you get them as Gao, you can actually do re-raise? That's all I can think. What's up, buddy? I love this music, man. The same combat sprite, too. Best regular boss music. Special boss music I think goes to Battle on the Big Bridge. Gilgamesh. Alright, got a blood sword. That's cool. Really like having that brigand's glove. Mug is my jam. Summoner Espers. They look cool. Don't think Runic can interrupt an Esper. At least it shouldn't. Oh, okay. Dancing Mad occupies its own class, I'd say, since it's final boss. Dancing Mad is definitely the best final boss. We're gonna be pedantic. Which I'm gonna be pedantic because I want to give Gilgamesh's theme its own spot. Dancing Mad's pretty awesome. Alright, you can have your Ice Brand, and we got a Blood Sword, right? Seems pretty sweet. Yeah, so we don't use those on undead dudes. Gotta do Blood Sword and Thunder Blade. My thinking there is that enemies that are fire or ice elemental are much more common than enemies that are lightning elemental. Best overworld. That's tough. This particular Esper over here is going to be important later, the one on the bottom right. Yes, I see Shoat, Unicorn, Carbuncle on the top right. Oh man, they gave Sid and his yellow body condom a portrait? That's cool. Best overworld. 6 is pretty good. I really like 9. 9's theme is very pretty. Should cast Bryan Cranston to play Sid. Fortunately, Sid's a good guy. Right? Thunderocellus. I think I played this game about, I don't know, 15 times before I found out that you could save Sid. Spoiler alert. False. Yeah, his sprite has a little mustache, but you can't really tell, right? I only know that because I've looked up his concept art before. Yoshitaka Amano's style doesn't translate super well to sprites sometimes, so like the Owzer sprite's really weird looking. You should look up the concept art for Owzer and see what he's actually supposed to look like. Nah, bro. Nah, we're good. I probably should have unequipped Cella, shouldn't I? Maybe it'll just do it for me, though. Really, Ninja Money Bags? Wow. Yeah, they're long. You haven't played a RPG in general, I'm guessing? JRPG? Come on, Sid. Yeah, he looks like Walt from Breaking Bad. Should get Bryan Cranston. Should let me recruit Sid into my party. I think it's that you would have had to have played one of these games very young. I think I developed a lot of patience from games like this. Or like the brutally hard NES games from back in the day where if you wanted to get anywhere you had to deal with dying and dying and dying and dying. Yeah, I have that problem too, Weapon. The main reason I actually finish these games is because I'm doing it on stream. But if I were playing it myself, I'd certainly start games a lot, play like 5 hours into them and stop. Alright, did Celis drop all her shit? She did. Good. She didn't have an important relic, I think. Might have been like Hermes sandals, yeah. Alright. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I had this brilliant idea, and it turns out somebody already did it. You could probably Google it. I don't know what you'd Google, like, I don't know, parent introduces kid to old game, something like that. Anyway, the idea is when you have a kid, you let them play video games, but they have to earn their way through each generation so that they grow up with kind of an appreciation for it. So you start them off on probably not the Atari. Atari hasn't really aged well. I don't think you really need to force kids to play that. Then you do NES, you give them, I don't know, 3 or 4 games to play through. Once they've shown that they can handle the NES, then you upgrade to the Super Nintendo, Genesis, and so on, and then eventually they unlock modern games. And this guy who did it, he recorded all the experience, and it worked out really well. The kid has an appreciation for difficult games, for sprite graphics. I know some kids, my nephew's really good with sprite-based games, but some of his friends are, what's with the graphics in this? Yeah, the Spelunky kid. Exactly, Weapon. He got really, really good at Spelunky and like kicked its ass. Oh, unessential. I just saw what you said about them programming it, getting too good at it and making it easier, or making it harder. That's cool. They talk about difficulty in games as a common topic on this stream, and how it's good to make a game be difficult. Not every game has to be difficult, but it's good for games to be difficult. It's not good for games to be bullshit. To unnecessarily penalize you for failure. For example, making you lose experience when you die, or making you do a very, very long section that's not very difficult to get when you die. I think that modern games are starting to do away with that, and I think that's good. Like, the penalty for failing should be that you failed, and no one wants to fail. It needn't be more extreme than that. But it can be hard and not have an unnecessarily brutal penalty for failure, I think. Which is one of the problems with those old NES games in some cases. Oh, maybe look up Spelunky Kid. Spelunky was the game he ended up getting really good at, Unessential. Or, Dad introduces kid to old games. Maybe you could Google. Google's pretty good at figuring out what the hell you're talking about. I can probably Google it here during these battles and give you a link. I think I found it. Yeah. Forced nostalgia. Here it is. Yeah, Contra also gave you the Contra code as a way to get around, and that game is still hard even with the Contra code, or the Konami code. Super cool article though. Sure. No, I see the real-world benefit of playing video games in general to kids in the developmental stage. Like playing video games, and especially later on, like trying to make your own video game. There's a lot you can learn. You learn patience, you learn reading and writing quickly. Certain games. Some games you learn social skills in a sanitary setting where making a mistake, you know, makes you die in the game sometimes, but doesn't make you lose real life friends. Real world friends, I should say. After this battle, I'm gonna go grab something to drink real quick. I'll be right back. Later, Killandros. Good talking. Indeed. Give Dizzy Disaster a heads up too. Thanks for stopping by. Alright. We're back. Boss fight. I don't know if there's anything to mug from this guy. Don't really explain what these number dudes are. So like experiments? Have a save and cure everybody next round. Couldn't steal. Ah. Actually, don't know if he has anything worth stealing. This song is so friggin' bitchin', man. I love this song. 1, 2, 3. Huzzah! I love the flashing screen boss death thing. I think 8 was the first one that actually had like custom death animations for enemies where they would like fall down instead of just having them fade into pink. The screen flash is very satisfying. Oh man, I'm excited to stream South Park Stick of Truth. That game is basically Super Mario RPG. It has the whole timed attack things. It's very funny too. What's up, Sets? Yeah, sorry, buddy. Crud, what a mess. I love that Kefka seems like such a joke. Excuse me. I feel like stream is a good way to consume some of these longer games. Definitely works as something you can put in the background, kind of tune in when something important happens, get the general idea. In a day and age when people don't have a lot of time to devote exclusively to an RPG. I don't even get a chance to gear up Setzer. We decided in the whole, like, let's assign Final Fantasy jobs to Smash Brothers characters that Mr. Game & Watch would be Gambler, right? If that makes sense. I don't think that's totally random slots. Steel. Electrification level 1. Come on, regen the whole party. Oh, we can't. Regen's one person at a time. Fix. Let's try to fix that here in a sec. Saban's next turn we'll do a Kira. Couldn't steal. Oh, well, that works too. This is a cutscene, by the way, I'm not controlling the Blackjack. I feel like they would have had the computer fly it straight, but they wouldn't get to show off the cool SNES Mode 7 graphics. Maybe they didn't make me actually walk all the way up there. It's one of the Esperts we got. Look how only Setzer is spooked. Now we're gonna get some important Terra backstory here. This song is in 7/8, I think I mentioned yesterday. It's a cool way to make it sound ethereal and mysterious. 2 and 3 and 4. I'm controlling an Esper dude. Right? Meduin is also in Final Fantasy IX. It is the important story Esper that Eiko controls. I think they misspelled it. I actually don't know which one is the wrong translation, whether it's 9 or 6, but 6 it's called Medine. It's intended to be the same Esper though. Good choice on their part, I think. This is actually sort of a modern game development of letting the player control the cutscene. Because they could have just handled this with a cutscene, right? And that would have been boring. But actually putting me in control of Meduin without having, like, I can't, like, bring up the stats menu or anything like that. Yeah, it's a good article on Essential. It's actually something I was thinking about trying with my own kid. I was excited to see someone already collected data on it and didn't like break the kid. Still checking all the boxes, even though clearly I'm not going to be getting any of these items, right? The cool SNES two people banging sequence. I've never quite been able to tell. You see that Esper in the bottom middle there? Like the wings? I can't tell what he's supposed to be. He's got like a beard? Don't see where the eyes are though. Might help to actually get that Magicite later and look at it, the battle sprite. What's this pendant? Gradius head? Hear that. Oh, yeah, we missed Gradius 3 when we did Super Nintendo Day. I'm sure we'll loop back around and do it again. Oh, interesting. She's Madeline here. I think she was Madonna in the SNES translation. This is like reverse censorship to what it normally is with the SNES. Being kind of an explicit religious reference to the Virgin Mary. What's up, bro? Where that youth is, as far as the Esper as well. Banging scene. Significance there, Terra and Celeste. Terra meaning Earth, Celeste referring to like celestial heavens. Gestalt. Hey, they gave him a portrait too. He deserves it. What's up, Elder Dude? Here we go. What's up? Man, chill out, wolf dude. Why you gotta be that way, Esper dudes? Be nice to Madeline. Hey D-Rock, how's it going, man? Schedule update. About 36 minutes we're going to be switching to Final Fantasy Tactics. And then from 4 to 6 Pacific, another 2 hours after that, we'll be doing Okami. Charlotte Gestalt. I am doing alright. Oh no! Drop the baby. Damn, man, that's messed up. Pretty sure the SNES version cut out that sound effect. Cool cinematography having that be behind the gate. Get it, Sabin. I think we can get Mog now, which would be great. Getting on that right away. I love Mog. Even if dance isn't super useful. What's up, Sets? Okay, cool. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, well, we're not going to use Setzer. I think we're going to use Terra, bro. No, it's not good. Hey, buddy. That's the Mogu Mogu sound. This game taught me the word lagomorph, which means like referring to a rabbit creature. Alright. Let's do Terra, Block, Edgar, and Sabin, and I think we're gonna sub Sabin? Sabin or Edgar for Mog when we get him. I think think we can get the Moogle charm now. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. Once you get Mog, you go back to where he was in the cave, and you can inspect it. Okay. Who has the blood sword? Genji glove, and I go with Brigand's glove. Blood sword. Blood and thunder. Blood and thunder. Sucks up. Yeah. Oh, and we're gonna get Go-Go ASAP. Go-Go's my favorite character. Damn, so many choices now. Alright, well. She already has Raise, that's good. Haste might be nice, but we have relics for that. Vanishing Gravity, Bio Break and Death, Fira Bizarra, Unicorn. Give her Unicorn. You were working on something. I don't know what it was. Some thunder. Must have been Shiva. Go with. You got everything from it doing. The Ifrit. Drain's pretty low chance. Anyone else get Drain? But level up upgrades. Bismarck's got some pretty good upgrades. You can get Raise. You, sir. We have Rama. Ifrit would make Kieran to get finish getting Kira, I guess. Well, it's not really learning a lot else other than that. I'm gonna do the MP up route. The HP up is pretty good. And you, sir. I like that idea. That works for me. And we'll do Hermes sandals on everybody. Hermes, it's black belts. I think you get the hero ring for now. Yeah, Phantom is like, especially if you abuse it. I'll give that to somebody once we finish learning some of these better spells that we need. Let's see, who do we actually want in the front of the party? I like Locke at the front. Yeah, let's do Terra. Alright, let's go get Mog. The game's actually directing us there, but it's okay. Check some other areas real quick, see if there's anywhere that's unique that we couldn't access before. Well, I think we've actually been everywhere on the world map. Short of Triangle Island, but I don't think there's anything of merit on Triangle Island. There might be like... Oh, we can go to Thamasa now. We couldn't have done that before. There might be like a behemoth or something here. Since there's no Zone Eater. Try to get into a fight and possibly regret it. Hey Joe, man. How's it going, dude? Right. Yeah. Ooh, they changed Morph to Trance. It's kind of cool. It's sort of it looks like the trance ability from Final Fantasy IX. I think that's kind of neat. Alright, well, we'll see if we get into a fight with a behemoth here. Alright. Tangible. Is there a way to get him to make him tangible, to like knock him out of his current invisible state? There we go. Question answered. Oh, you never played Final Fantasy VI, Joe, man? Fix that immediately. Then apparently don't use magic attacks on him after that. Yeah, the weapons we have aren't very good for the purpose. Oh man. Get on that, dude. It would be delightful to watch someone do a blind playthrough of Final Fantasy VI. I was gonna tell you, Joe, man, you should look into, I just found this cool bot called Deep Bot. Oh, that might kill us. I think I saved when we landed those, so if it does, we're okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to run away. Maybe we'll go get X Zone and try this fight again. Yeah, look into Deep Bot. It's you gotta make a $10 donation, so it's not totally free. But I think it's worth it. It's been really cool. Like, it has the stream loyalty currency thing. You may have seen some other people using that, so that's kind of cool. If only to track your power users and like give them more influence when you're deciding optional stream events, like letting people pick which game you're playing. You can have people spend their currency on that. Also, it has a really cool auto-hosting feature where it like searches for people that are on your list of people that you want to auto-host, and if one of them is online, it hosts them automatically without you having to do it manually. I have a cool little thing pulled up over here that shows everybody hours watched, kind of a thing. Unessential, One Eye is a physicist. Actually, you're gonna have a couple in this chat. My wife is a physicist, so I'm friends with some people in the community. Well, doesn't mean you shouldn't sell me something, dude. No, I hop in sometimes, but yeah, I just have it set to run, so sometimes it'll host you after I'm in bed, if you're streaming late. I like the Thamasa music. And we're gonna come back here for story reasons later. I'm gonna actually buy some stuff here. I think that's a problem, Joe, man. Not with you in particular, but like, I think that that's an issue with scientist perception, that they're not approachable. Like, just because you took on a specific discipline doesn't mean that you can't talk with them. I think that's on science to correct, not on the public. Pac-Man's a Taurus, technically too, right? You think of it that way. Oh, it's a ghost tuner. Oh, right. Magitek explosion. Like, he just moves into the house like, hey guys, I'm a tutorial ghost. What's up? Like, hey tutorial ghost. Now, Taurus is like a cylinder. Ish. If you're interested, Google Stanford Taurus, which is what the Citadel is in Mass Effect. It's this cool idea for a space station. Ah, very good, Joe Man. Yeah, it makes sense on Essential. Oh, I didn't know it was coming down. I enjoyed it. I feel like I wish EA wouldn't have pushed so hard for BioWare to include multiplayer, because I feel like the single-player game suffered a little bit from it. But ME3 is still a good game. I still enjoyed the multiplayer when I played it. It looks like there's going to be multiplayer in Mass Effect 4. I don't know if you saw the leak about ME4's plot and what they're going to be doing with the gameplay. Those Moogles is playing one of them Yetis. Maybe someone will find, maybe we'll be emulating the Xbox 360 technology at that time when someone will host their own version of the server. Bro! Give me that gold hairpin. Actually, I'd rather have Mog than the gold hairpin. And Mass Effect 4 looks really cool. Without spoiling anything about Mass Effect 3, it's still a sequel to the Mass Effect series. It looks like it's going to take place in the Andromeda Galaxy, which is cool. Mass Effect does a good job of like making you appreciate the size of the Milky Way and that the whole game takes place there. And they make the point like, you know, there's hundreds of billions of stars and worlds around many of them. And there's plenty of things to do in the Milky Way alone. So Mass Effect 4 gets to divorce itself from the main plot and the goings-on of Mass Effects 1 through 3 by taking place in a different galaxy. It's pretty sweet. So they don't have to relate Commander Shepard directly, for example, because it's so far away. I guess that's unconfirmed right now, but it was a similar leak to one about Dragon Age Inquisition, so it seems pretty likely that it's accurate. We'll see. Well, the theme of my channel is just play every good game, so that includes modern games. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be an old school JRPG. I'd say play what you're gonna have fun doing. I think one of the coolest things is when you're playing something that's off theme, like, I don't know, the audience for Okami doesn't necessarily overlap with the audience for Final Fantasy VI, for example. But when you get somebody who happens to like both Okami and Final Fantasy VI, that's cool. Like you can connect with that person in a certain way. Like, hey, you don't just play Chrono Trigger over and over and over. Oh yeah, I'm curious to see how they handled that. If you just play as a human main character or what. Wait, I'm supposed to do something in order to get the Moogle, right? Oh, I forget. You remember being stuck here, being unable to get him. You have to do something in order to get the choice between... Is it that you have to have 3 people in your party or something so that he can actually join you? Crap. If someone in chat remembers, I don't remember. Nice. No, I wouldn't feel bad for doing that. Like, you're gonna get somebody who's really into sleeping dogs, and they're gonna see that you also play, like, JRPGs and stuff, and be like, whoa, awesome. Oh, there's nothing wrong with playing Chrono Trigger over and over and over. Depends on what style you're trying to get across. Yeah, like I said, you'll get people who are uniquely intrigued by the variety. You'll get people who will see a game that they wouldn't have played otherwise. A lot of people haven't played Okami, so it's kind of cool to do an obscure, more recent game every now and then. Maybe you just have to wait on the screen long enough. It's been a while. We'll go try that. Yeah, we just have to wait. Be less impatient. Alright, in about 14 minutes, we're switching to Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm going to take a quick bio break in between. Tactics run like part 14 at 2 hours apart. It's a long game. We had one battle yesterday that was like 45 minutes. It's a good game, though. Getting really close to Chapter 4, which is when we can unlock Cloud, so I'm pretty excited about that. Cool little side quest. Get it, Moogle. I can look up my list while I'm waiting for Mog to act here. Looks like we had StarCraft 64, Jet Force Gemini, Hybrid Heaven, GoldenEye, Superman 64, Mischief Makers, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Pod Racing, some other stuff. No, Bio Break goes back to old FF11 days. You just have to wait long enough. Yeah, there's Tactics, Tactics Advanced, and Tactics Advanced 2. All of them are quite good. We'll just stand here and not move after he does that. Because every time so far we've moved. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you just have to not move. Get it, Mog! Yeah, no problem, buddy. Killer Instinct Gold and Wave Race. Got it, I'll add it to the list, Joe, man. I'm gonna switch every 30 minutes or so. Uh-oh. Oh no! Hopefully I saved recently. FF6 crashed. That's a shame. Now my computer's really upset. Give me a sec, guys. Sorry about that. See what happens, Larry? Yeah, I was trying to look up, write down that info, and crash as a result. So be careful tabbing out of here. We got another 10 minutes, so we'll go back and get Mog. I think I saved right outside Narshe. Pretty careful saver. Yeah, Killer Instinct and Wave Race. I got both of them written down. Saved right outside. Alright. 404 Moogle not found. You got it. Watch this cutscene again real quick. Visual Boy Advanced doesn't like my notepad program, apparently. Thanks, Joe, man. Do you see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps? Killer Instinct and Wave Race. These are both good games. This is my second one, actually. I can go get my first one real quick. Kind of funny to compare it on stream. I got one when Mass Effect 1 first came out and wore it all the time, especially wore it on my bike. So my wife got this one for me for a recent birthday. My old one is all like, this one used to be black, right? And it's all faded and gray from so much use. Kind of cool. Alright. She got me this one because she ended up wearing my hoodie so often that I was like, man, I never get to wear my sweet Mass Effect hoodie. Now it's basically like my stream uniform. I just have it sitting next to the chair over here and throw it on when I start playing. Need to get some backups, like be the guy that goes in the closet and just has the same outfit in 4 or 5 different hangers. I think BioWare still sells them. I guess don't sue me if I'm wrong on that, but it's like a popular product. So you can choose between saving him or saving Mog. He has a gold hairpin, which is a relic which makes all your spells cost half MP, which is pretty sweet, but I'll take the Moogle. They're not selling them anymore, D-Rock? You gotta be joking me. Yeah, I used to change it up at the beginning, but like no. Black is flattering. I have a lot of black t-shirts. I think I wore a Gaiagus shirt for when we played Earthbound and beat the final boss. It's a really cool fan gamer shirt. N7 coffee mug would be pretty sweet. When's your birthday? If you don't mind me asking. Alright. It's a good question on Essential. I would think that they would just use a Taurus in just about every case. I mean, it would make sense on that all the Super Nintendo games would be that way. Like, you play Chrono Trigger, that's how it works. Pen 17, nice. Hey, Mine for Fish, how's it going? It's a couple days before my wife, she's 10/19. I don't remember my birthday anymore. I remember my nephew's on the stream a lot. He's like 11. I told him one day that as an adult I never remember my birthday, and he just like looked shocked and appalled, like that was the worst fate he could imagine. Well, yeah, we're not getting that gold hairpin, we're getting Mog. Slam dancing Moogle. They changed his text. Didn't call him the Slam Dancing Moogle. That's okay. Take the Woolsey translation as gospel. An old dude named Rama taught me your language. Hell yeah. I'll go wait in the airship. Yeah, Mine for Fish, that was me. FF6, ROM hack, Brave, something, maybe. Look it up. I think it's called Brave New World. It rebalances the difficulty of the game. It restricts the espers people can equip. When we do the Brave New World playthrough, we'll give them silly names. Actually, my wife pointed out that a good use of sphere points would be to have people pay sphere points to name characters. Since we do a lot of RPGs where you name a lot of characters, I think we'll start doing that with the next game. Don't think we can actually interact with Trick yet. Joe Bro. Joe King. Is there another one after Joe or Slow King? Slowpoke and Slowbro, and then I think they added Slow King later. He's not an OG Pokemon. Yeah, dude. Brave New World is going to be my excuse to play Final Fantasy VI more than once on the stream. It looks really cool. Let me know how it is, actually. Oh, it's exclamation point SP. Yeah. The ranks are based on your... Well, the way I configured it is I figured out there's like exactly 42 bosses in Chrono Trigger, if you include Gato. And Specchio's final form. You're working on it, man. The rank is actually based on time viewed rather than points accrued, since you can spend the points. I don't want people to give up their rank, so. They call me Gato. I have metal joints. Beat me up. Nine, not 10. I like 10. 10's the only game that I've liked more every time I've played it. And that the first time I played 10, I was really unhappy and disappointed. But since then, on replays, I appreciate it more. Maybe it's like a wine. Oh, nice. Yeah, 5 is great. You should play through 5 first. Hold off on 6 a little bit. I haven't heard of that problem before on Essential. Is that a unique issue with a spherical world? I guess that makes sense. Alright, Sabin, it's been great, but you know what? You're not Mog, so I'm gonna see you later. Have a nice life. Replacing you. Let's do that real quick, and then we'll switch to Final Fantasy Tactics. Then I'll run to the restroom right quick. Be glad I don't call it WC, what the Japanese will call it. If you played Final Fantasy 11 back in the day, there weren't different servers globally, so you just played with Japanese and European players. They had like an auto-translate system. But if they had to go to the restroom, they'd say WC for water closet. Bio is shorthand for like World of Warcraft. Oh, 9's so good! Yeah, I have that problem too on Essential. I start a lot of games, then don't finish them. Stream has been extremely helpful to keep me honest to actually finish the games that I start. Yeah, 9 gets really good. It gets weirder as the discs go on. But it's great to have the old classes again instead of having every character be, a wireframe of being basically identical. Alright guys, so we're gonna be right back. I'm gonna start up Tactics. You can let that play in the background here.